Now let's take a look at actually creating and using a user control. Now you're going to see as we go through this, I'm going to go to visualstudio.net and just create one of these and drop it in an example that we did earlier in the course. But something I want to point out is these things, by and large, take the place of include files. Now, that's not to say you can't use include files. We talked about those earlier with the @page directives. You can use include files here, but I think when you see user controls, you may want to go this way. So I'm going to go to Start Programs, go up and choose visualstudio.net, open Visual Studio Net, and I'm going to use ML Page Load. And this is an example we used from a little earlier. And I want to point out here while this is loading up that I'm purposely not building an application as we go through here. I'm trying to show you the simplest possible examples of these different things so that you can understand, and I'll leave it to you to put the pieces together. But if you remember this page that we built before, this is the one where we looked at the isPostBack, and I want to use this in concert with isPostBack because I'm going to execute this and remind you what the web page looks like. When this web page comes up, if you'll remember, this is the one that both of these were initialized on page load, and only the one that is a postback is being reloaded, and that's label 2. So every time I click this button, I'm generating a new random number between 1 and 50 for the label 2. Label 1, since this is a postback, is not changing. Okay, so this is kind of a drab web page, but I want to add this same header to multiple pages in this website. So since I know that, I'm going to create a user control. Now, this is where we create a user control. I'm going to go into the Solution Explorer. Let me get back out to my design mode here. I'm going to go into Solution Explorer. I'm going to point at my project name, right-click it, and choose Add, and then choose Add Web User Control. So I'll click there. And notice I'm getting a choice here. I'm going to click on Web User Control, and I'm just going to leave the name WebUserControl1.asc. And so I'll open this, and you'll notice over here in my solution, it has now added a WebUserControl1.ascx to my project. And so what I'm going to do now is, if you'll notice, I'm in design mode, my Web User Control, and notice there's an HTML mode. Now in HTML, I just have an @control directive that ties it to my code behind page, which I don't have yet. Now I'm going to view the toolbox. So choose Toolbox, and here's my toolbox. Now, I want to create a header for this page. So first thing I'm going to do is drag on a label. Pull this up here. And I'm going to do some design time changes here. I'm going to bring properties out, and I'm going to change on font. I want to make the size of this extra large. I'm going to change the text to Welcome to ASP.NET. So notice there's the top of my page, and let's go back in here and let's change the forecolor here to a nice light blue.